Hi guys, how is everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. नमस्ते, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल. कैसे हैं सब? How is everybody today? Guys, बहुत ही एक आपका आपका पूरा वीक कैसे रहा है? मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ. Before I start off with my show today, I just want to kind of talk to you guys, and I want to know how has your entire week been? What have you guys done? What are the new things that you guys have learned? And basically how the entire week has gone. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of tragedies taking place this week, but we're not going to talk about all of that today. We're going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be having a lot of masti, and we're going to be doing a lot of chit chat, right? As usual. So this is your host and host Virat Chhabra, welcoming you all to another episode of Walking and Talking, or rather should I say sitting and talking, jamming, and also up close and personal on My Musicpedia. Guys, as you have noticed, all throughout this course, we have been bringing a lot of artists to you, and we have been getting into their lives. We have been bringing them up close and personal to you, and we have also been making sure that you guys, the audience out there, get to know who these artists are and what they actually like doing, in their free time when they're not out there entertaining you. जब वो अपना काम नहीं कर रहे होते, जब डीजेज म्यूजिक नहीं बजा रहे होते क्लब में, जब सिंगर्स गाना नहीं गा रहे होते आपके लिए और आपको एंटरटेन नहीं कर रहे होते, तो ये लोग एक्चुअली है कौन, इनकी जिंदगी में क्या क्या चलता है. तो वही चीजें हम आपके पास लेके आते हैं थ्रू दिस मीडियम ऑफ माई म्यूजिकपीडिया. So now, without further ado, let me actually tell you what and who we're going to be talking to today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I would like to introduce a gentleman to you who has been the cornerstone of the DJing circuit in Delhi so far. He has achieved a lot of success. He has achieved a lot of milestones in his professional career, and he is one gentleman who actually has created a niche for himself. उन्होंने अपने लिए एक अलग से एक मुकाम बनाया है. Without further ado, I would like to introduce this gentleman to you. His name, yes, ladies and gentlemen, is DJ Manish. So we're going to be talking live to DJ Manish. Let me try and get Manish on. Give us a moment, please. Hi, Manish.
Hi Virat, how are you doing?
Good, yeah. How are you? Good evening.
Very good, good to see you. Hale and hearty.
Yes, I mean, so far so good. Keeping my fingers crossed here.
Definitely, bro. Time to stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you so much, and the same to you. So, how's the lockdown period been going for you, yeah?
Kind of mixed. Initial few days were exciting as I started finishing my pending project, started working on my music, which I was kind of not getting time to sit on, and yeah, but now it's like the phase is over, and I'm now eagerly waiting for my seasons to start, the work to start back again, hotels industry, entertainment industry to start, so that we can start working again. Because I guess like even if the holidays gets a little prolonged, then it starts getting boring too. So the same has happened with me.
Right. Obviously, I understand. So, I mean,
Yep.
now during the lockdown, I've also noticed that you've had a lot of live sessions going on, a lot of live streaming going on.
Yeah.
So, how has that worked out for you?
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice kind of an inspiration I drew from the other DJs which they were going online. I thought that it's a good way to practice and to get connected to the people who have been there with me on my Facebook or Instagram for long, who have followed me since all my club residency or who has known me in and out. So that was one medium,
Right.
because you cannot go to and meet anybody outside your home. So that's the only thing you can do to get connected to the world, and at least to be in the rhythm again, so that your music thing, your knack of playing music doesn't go out.
Right. 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 So,
So it was
would you
good,
like to
yeah.
tell? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Please. 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 Please go ahead.
Yeah, so it was kind of good. I mean, initially I started doing a random set, then I just started improvising upon on it, and a bit technologically. I started working with OBS, and the broadcast quality went better. I mean, it taught me something new. So it was always good to be that way.
Right, right. Wonderful, wonderful. So, if you would like to tell the audience, I mean, how did you get into this entire scheme of DJing, and kind of how did you kind of, start playing? Did you have it in you? Was music inborn, or did you have to inculcate it? आपको आप इस प्रोफेशन में आए कैसे?
So there are two questions which you have asked me. First thing, yes, kind of music was there within me throughout. I mean, like ever since I was born, I still have a very kind of strong memory. एक आप अगर आपको याद हो तो एक छोटा सा वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट होता है जिसे डफली बोलते हैं, तो वो बच्चों को दिया
Right,
जाता है क्योंकि उसके अंदर आसपास वो छोटे मेटल के रिंग्स होते हैं, so that the children doesn't cry. I mean, like the child doesn't cry. So like you can keep
right,
playing with that. And I remember I born in an 80s era. And that time, the rock bands and the band performing bands, they were still very strong. So
right,
I used to stay in an area, and we had a park behind my house where weddings used to happen, and then we used to have a lot of these bands performing, and then I used to
right.
see them singing. That time, Usha Uthap was a big rage. I remember as a child, I Ramba Ho 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 was one of the tracks, and yeah, so like whenever I used to cross the park, and like it used to be like जैसे एक बार एक टाइम पे ब्राजील था या एक टाइम पे और कोई मतलब आज अगर आप कहें तो cheap thrills or something like that you can hear it anywhere and any time. So
Right.
Ramba Ho that time was like a big rage. Every band, every wedding used to
Yeah,
do
man.
it, and so I used to have it that if you remember there was an old cassette player which used to like you press the button and used to open like a
हाँ,
crocodile's
ऐसे
mouth.
खुलता, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, ऐसे कुछ. So I had that. What I used to do that I used to keep it there on my bed, and उसके ऊपर ऐसे cross में डपली लगा के, and with those two sticks I used to hammer it around. Rhythm का कुछ पता नहीं होता था, but just to pass time and just to keep myself engaged so that even I don't bother my parents and all. So वो चलता रहता था.
Right.
So, but the DJing exposure started in '97 when I completed my schooling.
Okay.
Board exams खत्म हुए थे, and I got an invite. That time there was this big concert which was happening in Indira Gandhi Stadium called Mr. and Miss High School.
Okay.
So this was basically a concert for all the schools of Delhi who had their rock bands and all, and they were invited to perform on that big level, big platform. So that was the first time I heard a DJ playing, and that DJ was Jazzy Joe Sir.
Okay.
That was the first time I heard any English track of my life, though I had English cassettes at that time, but I was never inclined to that. My father gifted me a Boney M cassette, which like Daddy Cool, the entire album. And then when Pepsi, if you remember, was launched in India,
Right.
they had given that Pepsi का cassette, जिसमें Samantha Fox का भी एक track था.
Right.
So, I mean, I had that kind of an English collection, but that was a time, '97 was a time, and that concert was a time which actually put me onto the DJing.
Right.
Euphoria was a band which performed first, and Mysterious Girl was a track which they sang. And
Uh-huh.
post that, it was Jazzy Sir who started the evening, I mean, like the DJ part. And I still get goosebumps talking about that, the whole stadium all turned into dark for a moment, then the fog machine turns up, and then Jazzy's the entire
Right.
was like hi Barbie, hi Can, and the entire stadium screaming on top of their voice. So that was the time I said, yeah, this is what I want to be.
Okay.
And so the schooling got over, then we went to the college, and college started. Then we attended a lot of freshers party, a lot of college festivals, and we heard those DJs coming in and doing their magic. And some I like once I started getting a knack of it, I realized that okay, this guy is mixing real good music, and
Right.
he's mixing it really smooth. It's like you cannot feel there's a transition happening. And then there were some DJs who were just doing the rail gadi kind of stuff, dhapad, 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 and the track changes. So
वो
yes, I
typical
mean that
शादी
was
वाले DJ है ना?
yeah, Shadi wala DJs, yeah.
हाँ.
Because I mean, yeah, obviously they were that time they were being sponsored by Pepsi and Coca-Cola. They were the
Right.
two big rivals,
Right. Right.
and then followed by HT and Times of India. So
Right.
everybody has their own kind of favorite DJs, and some were on the college demand that okay, we want this DJ, we want a particular name or a particular kind of a celebrity DJ coming and performing.
Right.
But rest everybody was like kind of a good DJ, I must say now.
Okay.
Because obviously, yeah, well,
You're
I mean,
just-
I mean,
You're
Yeah.
just being politically correct right now, man. I mean, like, you just don't want to say that the DJs, there were certain DJs who were absolutely crap, and there were certain DJs who were good.
see, I have learned this in my thing that nothing is crap. I mean, this is like one learning which I have learned in life. See, everybody has their own exposure. Like now, I like so okay. My career is 20 years long, so out of which 17 years I've done in clubs.
Right.
So when I was in club, I had a different perception about playing music that, oh, we have to do something different. We have to do something new. We have to teach the crowd as what exactly a new house track or a new commercial track. Probably Madonna came out with a new track, like in early 2000s. So my concern was to play that. But that time, the audience was probably not into the kind of clubs I was into. We were not having that kind of an audience who wanted to listen to that kind of a music. But now when I'm doing into weddings and all, so I feel that, okay, even if I'm doing a cut, copy, paste kind of a system, the crowd is dancing. And as far as you making them happy, you're getting your money. So there is nothing called good and bad. It's just about how you perceive things and how a person wants to be in a category, like whether he wants to be a professionally trained performer or he just want to be a random DJ going and being a jukebox in a wedding or a club and just playing people's request.
Right. So that's what I actually wanted to ask you, yeah. I mean, because I think you're the right person to ask because you have seen a particular generation evolving. मतलब आपने एक पूरा एक generation देखा है जो म्यूजिक के साथ इवॉल्व हुआ है, और जो क्लबिंग सीन
Yeah.
आगे से मतलब शुरुआत से बढ़ा है. तो how do you perceive the clubbing scene to be right now vis-a-vis the clubbing scene probably 10 to 12 to let's say 15 years back when you had entered?
Virat, that time clubs never had the pressure to perform sales. Which one thing which I see right now is that clubs, because most of the clubs that time were being owned and run by hotel itself.
Right.
So hotel never had the pressure to sell. So I'll be very categoric on this. I'll not mince my words and I'll not be diplomatic. They never had the pressure to sell tables or to make champagnes pop or they were very restricted, and there were very handful of people who were kind of who had that courage to walk into a 5-star property and be at the gate and tell the gate in charge that, sir, I want to entry at the club. Anybody
Right.
didn't have that kind of a courage that time to enter the 5-star property and say, हाँ जी, हमें club जाना है जी, I want to enter. What exactly you want to charge me?
Right.
So that time, and moreover, clubs, I worked with clubs who were doing really well in non-performing hours. Like suppose I was with Dublin at ITC Moria. So Dublin used to start its operations at about 6 o'clock in the evening. And from 6 to 9 or
Right.
10, we used to have happy hours for the in-house guests, for the people who have a waiting at the restaurants upstairs like Dampukta or Bukhara. And so the kind of sale we used to get was pretty decent enough to call it a day at 1 o'clock. And club was very kind of had its own set policies that we don't want to go beyond 1 o'clock on weekdays. And on weekends, we were on till 3 o'clock. And in terms of crowd profile also, they were very selective. Like we had the liberty, we had the choice. Like if we want to say no to something, we can do that.
Right.
But now clubs, the clubs now have completely changed because, one thing I would like to highlight here, Delhi has got a very mixed vibe, and they have mixed all the concepts of lounge, bar, pub, and club all together in one. So you can even if you go to a bar or if you go to a lounge also, a so-called lounge, you can hear the same music playing, which is playing in one of the like big clubs of Delhi. So
Correct.
you know that
Right.
segregation which was required, that okay, as a lounge we play this music, and as a bar we play this music, or as a pub we play this music, and as a
Right.
club we play this music, has, I mean, that fine line has gone off somewhere.
Right.
And again, as I said, like, you know, the pressure to do sales, the pressure to survive, all these things have taken over big time. And I mean, I'll not say this is wrong, but point is, I always had one belief, and this was taught to me, that like, if okay, like, even if you are a merchant or you're selling something, if your product is good, you need not to go into unfair practices to sell your product. People will sooner or later come back and come to you, and they'll say, okay, we want this product. We are coming here for this product. We want it because we trust you. Like, for example, your family must be going to buy gold somewhere from somewhere. So you
Right.
must be having a trusted name, that okay, this guy has got purity in gold. Like, even if it's expensive, about like maybe 5-10 grand, you say that's okay, because somewhere down the line you'll have that peace of mind, kind of a relaxed thing, that yes, yes, this will be like a pure thing.
Right.
So this is how it is. The things have got like really mixed up.
No, but
Yeah.
no, but I basically see here, because I've also been part of the nightlife circuit now for good close to about 10 to 12 years now. So I've also,
Yeah.
so I mean, what it used to be, obviously 10 years back, there's a lot of difference compared to जो अब nightlife होता है. अब to be very
Yeah.
honest, अगर मैं दिल्ली की भाषा में बोलूँ तो फ्री के पंटर बहुत ज्यादा आ जाते हैं, तो अब
Yeah.
लेकिन लेकिन एग्जैक्टली, बट और डीजेस के ऊपर भी कांस्टेंट एक प्रेशर रहता है, कि एक
Yeah.
पर्टिकुलर, अब बहुत बारी ऐसा होता है कि क्लब के अंदर आजकल बहुत डिफरेंट ऑडियंस आता है. एक ऑडियंस है जो जो
Yeah.
ठेठ पंजाबी गाने सुनना चाह रहा है, सिद्धू मूसेवाला और ये और बादशाह और ये और वो, और एक ऑडियंस है जिसको हार्ड कोर ओल्ड स्कूल हिप हॉप, ओल्ड स्कूल R&B सुनना है. तो आप लोग कैसे उसको आई वोंट से मैनिपुलेट करते हो, बट आप लोग कैसे हैंडल करते हो ऐसी सिचुएशन? बिकॉज आई गेस द 4-5 hours that you guys are playing, you guys are under constant pressure all the time. आपके पास रिक्वेस्ट भी आती हैं obviously, because people are requesting songs to you as well. So how do you handle that kind of a pressure is what I want to know.
So, you know what exactly we do is, Sidhu Moosewala, like, if you take any of his tracks, is particular. This, I mean, this is, I'll tell you this about little technically. So his tracks are a little bit about somewhere in the range of 80 to 90 BPM. And in club, like, if you start doing his typical sounds, the back and kind of merge it into your sound. Like, suppose if you're doing a hip hop set, and if you do a kind of a mix which is suitable with that vibe, so you can easily merge it in, and you can easily sneak that in between, and kind of create a vibe that like something like what UK Punjabi was happening way back in late 90s and early 2000s. So something of
Correct.
that kind of thing you can create. And uh, see, nightlife, particularly nightclubs, is all about creating a particular vibe. So if you're doing
Right.
a house and you want to do a Bollywood track, you need to do that track in that house vibe, so that the thing doesn't look offbeat. The thing doesn't look that okay, something has been given to them very abruptly, very kind of out of place question.
Right.
So the vibe is one thing which we need to follow. So the homework lies in creating and understanding that okay, tonight I'm doing a hip hop set. Like, suppose, like, if I have to do a main set from starting from 1 o'clock in the night to about 4 o'clock in the morning, so that's the peak
Right.
time of a club. So I'll
Right.
choose my tracks wisely accordingly. That okay, first half I'll try to build it up. Like, if there is lesser crowd, as I know that nightclubs get their crowd a little late in the night, say but by 2 o'clock, or like say but by 1:30. So my first half an hour will be more like warm up tunes which people can relate to, but not like, I
Right.
mean, like, they want to dance. They want to dance, but they can relate to it as well. Then half an hour of probably main club bangers, as like people are coming in that okay, yeah, this is like what you want to hear. Then probably we can shift on to a bit of experimental stuff, that okay, this is something new, which
Right.
which will be like a floor banger in the coming time.
Right.
So I mean, it's all about planning the night. It's all about planning your entire set of 4-5 hours, and knowing the music at your back of your hand, that what exactly you have and what exactly your crowd will look like.
Okay. So how many hours do you guys actually? I mean, especially you in particular. Now, तो obviously you have become a pro. You are one of the best in the industry right now. You know. So, but
Thank you so
initially
much.
जो आपका initial phase था, उसमें आप कितने घंटे अपने music को देते थे? You know, I mean, because I still see a lot of DJs, who want to achieve that level of excellence. A big shout out to one of, I think he's a very close friend of yours and the resident DJ, the two resident DJs of Club BW, DJ Japs and DJ
Yeah,
Tarun. You guys are doing a fantastic job.
yeah,
So I mean, these guys are
yeah,
are definitely these two individuals. I keep seeing that they are on their music, on the button all the time.
yeah.
तो जब इनिशियली आपने भी शुरू किया था तो आप कितने घंटे अपने म्यूजिक को देते थे शॉर्ट करने के अंदर?
As far as I remember, Virat, I guess the only time I have not given to music is the time I have decided to sleep, which was like if I finish my club at 4 5 in the morning, I come back at
Right.
like by 6 o'clock, and sleeping at daytime is a challenge. I don't know, I feel it. Maybe आपको भी वो लगता होगा. Like कभी होता है
Right.
कि the bell is ringing, that maid is coming in, sometimes postman
Correct,
is
correct,
coming in,
correct.
something or the other is happening. So, daytime you usually get disturbed a lot very often. So I used to like sleep for 4 5 hours, get up by 10 11, and I used to sit straight in front of my. Now I'm in a laptop, but that time we used to have computers and all.
Right.
And that time when I started, we never had so much of exposure of all these sites and randomly downloading music. So we need to like sit on the internet, sit on those sites which we got to know from some way or the other that okay, these are the sites which release new music, and then keep digging them, and then like there were search engines like Soulseek, and there was one Lime thing which I'm not getting the name right, and so we used to sit and we used to search, and that time we were kind of fortunate that we used to get various mixes of that, then aligning them, then seeing the vibe that okay, this track fits in, and in the same vibe, in the particular vibe, and it was always a challenge. That
Right.
time when we started this, we now have so much of handy tools with us, like mixed in key or something, like to see the energy, to see the kind of keys over there, but that time it was not there. So you need to actually make a set,
Right.
say about for 20 tracks, like for 1 hour you can, like if you're doing a house set for 1 hour, you can easily do about 13 to 14 tracks, or maybe 15, like depending on the length of the track. So those 15 tracks you
Right.
have to align, and then you have to actually merge them with your existing sets, like if there are any, and then again keeping in mind that okay, this is the time, because once you're doing a club, it takes about a month to understand that okay, this is the time crowd is coming in and crowd is going out, and this is the time this is your
Right.
peak time, this is not your peak time, and then it takes
Right.
another 1 month to understand that what exactly you need to do and what exactly not do, be it any given
Right.
DJ, be it any
Right.
rest of the DJs, to understand the vibe and to create your own aura and energy. You need a minimum time of 1 to 2 months, and it to be in the place
Right.
so that people can relate to you, your club can relate to you, and you can relate to them as well.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can
Obviously,
easily
obviously.
say, but like used to 8 to 10 hours or maybe 12 hours, we used to sit and then go to the club. I was fortunate enough that my times, the residencies I was doing, I only had to work harder on weekends, as in Friday, Saturday. So the rest of the
Right.
days, like Wednesday, Thursday, Mike, I used to report to club at 9 o'clock, and by 1:30 we used to shut down.
Right.
So
So
again, I
so
used to come back home and
so you've had quite a journey. I mean, you've not only kind of played in India, but you've also been a resident DJ in a city like Dubai, which is a
yeah,
cosmopolitan city. Um, now, how
yeah.
long back? How long back were you in Dubai, by the way? कितने साल पहले था ये?
So Dubai journey started in 2006 and ended in 2010, but not a constant 4 years. It was always in breaks.
अच्छा, okay. So, I mean, how is obviously Dubai partying culture, India, Delhi partying culture, ज़मीन आसमान का difference होगा, right? I mean, there people would know what music is actually all about. यहाँ पे तो क्या है कि
Yeah,
पंजाबी ट्रैक कोई भी लगा दो, हिप हॉप का बारे में नहीं पता होगा, ना रेट्रो के बारे में पता होगा, बट लेकिन पंजाबी लगा दो तो सब लोग बल्ले 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 करने शुरू कर देते हैं.
yeah.
So, I mean, how did you now then? So, I wanted to ask you that how did you kind of change your entire thought process from coming from a cosmopolitan city like Dubai, place where the music is actually banging all night, and you have international artists also playing, and to coming to a place like Delhi, wherein the music culture is very different. So did you kind of probably face a challenge or some sort?
Yes, challenge I have always faced in my club residencies, and it's only that very recent, say about like 2017, I realized what exactly the challenge was. I'll be very
Right,
honest to you about this, Virat, because I guess this is the first time ever I'm speaking on to someone for an interview like this. And the challenge was that initially when I mean, I'm talking about my first club residency, which was my kind of place. So there was one senior who told me that club is all about club music.
right,
Like you need to give people sound which you think are new, which are fresh, and which are gonna be club bangers. So a
right,
DJ's job was primarily to introduce music in such a way where you are actually educating the crowd as well as you making them dance.
right,
So that thing was so deep rooted into me that I always had struggles in my residencies where I used to tell people that, bro, listen, if you want to listen to a Bollywood number, you can listen to it even in your car. Even nowadays, probably you go to Delhi 6, even your rickshaw wala is playing a Badshah song, what you want to listen to in this club, or any other artist. I mean, I do not demean any artist by any which means, but yes,
right,
Bollywood is widely played. Now, suppose if, for example, like you mentioned, retro, like a new Dancing Queen remix, nobody
right,
will be playing. Your radio channels will not play because their TRPs will not increase because of the thing. So you
right,
need to give something to the crowd, and but the kind of as you rightly said, Delhi was more like about that brash attitude that the moment they used to enter, we want to listen to Kajrare. The moment we want to listen to Sidhu Moosewala. We want to listen to Bapu Jimidar and all. I'm giving you
right,
examples of all my residencies which has happened over the period of time. So
right,
Kajrare was like one thing which was like you had to repeat three times, four times. And I used to tell people, listen, we will be doing that number. The point is you need to come, you need to unwind yourself and you need to be in the vibe. And I need to be in that vibe where I feel that, okay, this is a good time to play Kajrare because I have about 100, 200 people on the floor. Now, if I played for 10 people and then later 200 people again, so I end up playing 20 times Kajrare in a club, then I'm as
right,
good as a Shadi wala DJ. And I mean, it's an easy money. My management, my bosses might not like me to do it, and moreover, my instinct will not like me to do that.
right,
So that was always the struggle, Virat, in all my residencies, where like I faced that. Okay, you're talking to staff, and staff have their own challenges. Somebody is telling me, "ओए, उसको जाके बोल गाना लगाएगा." And
right,
staff used to come and say, भैया वो टेबल है यार, वो मांग रहा है, आप प्लीज बजा दो यार.
right,
यू नो
right, right.
बॉटल का सवाल है, शैंपेन का सवाल
शैंपेन खोल रहे हैं.
है, शैंपेन खोल रहे हैं यार.
हाँ,
सो आई यूज्ड टू से कि यार अब खोल रहे हैं तो भाई उसकी मर्जी है, मैंने ना थोड़ी उसको बोला तू आके शैंपेन खोल मेरे लिए. मैं कहा club is getting something out of it. I'm not getting. I'm here to play my music.
right,
But so the entire journey, they were kind of like you say that what do you call it? Like a two-faced thing. That one says that okay, you have to be in the naukri, and the
right,
other says that okay, bhai kar le ja.
right,
For that will be there because I mean. In India, the funda is that okay, there's one resident DJ, two resident DJs for a club, and they have to play everything. So the
right,
clubs that they are not genre specific. The crowd is not genre specific, and even the DJs are not genre specific. So
right,
like if I am starting the night with some house music, I have to play even Bollywood, even Punjabi, even XYZ. Like if now the new language comes up, for example, Haryanvi or Bhojpuri, tomorrow some influential person comes to the club and says, "यार वो हरियाणवी गाना चला दे." See, point is you will have to play. आप
right,
उससे कितना भागोगे? आप उससे कहो नहीं है सर हमारे पास, तो हम मना कर देते यार मेरे पास सीडी नहीं है यार, हाउ कैन आई गेट इट? बट नाउ
right,
तो द इजी सिस्टम है, डाउनलोड कर ले यार, फोन से चला दे. So
right,
club has evolved, time has evolved, the struggle has evolved actually. So now once I'm out of the club, Dubai, I'll just share that incident with you. Dubai was like the entire the journey of Dubai thing. So Dubai was kind of the best time I ever had, but I was very late to realize it. It's my mistake. I agree to that. So once I
right,
stepped out of my last club residency and I took on corporates full time, I surrendered myself to that music. And I guess the last 3 years, the kind of growth I have seen, the kind of, I mean, there is absolutely no challenge. Trust me. Going and playing in Shadi,
Right.
like if I know Virat, I know your music taste, then there is no challenge. Virat, I can come, I can bang you in and out, and you'll be a happy client and I'll be a happy DJ. Oh man, what a party it was. So there is
Right.
absolutely no challenge in doing that. But clubs, yes, they are challenging. The point is that overall we need to understand that what exactly the challenge is and how can we give a conducive atmosphere even to the DJ to perform and even to the club and to the crowd to grow together.
Right.
There
Right.
are very few places in Delhi specifically who have given that kind of an atmosphere. And if you want me to name, I can do that. But otherwise, I mean, kind of it's better to be silent on that part. And but yes, lot of times you need to give in, which I agree. I mean, giving in is not wrong. But point is
Right.
that giving in on everyday basis is certainly wrong.
Right, 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 right. So now I'll put you on the spot here, right? I would
Yeah.
want to kind of corner you a little bit and ask you, out of all the clubs that you've played at, all of them, right from the onset, right from the very first till the very last, which has been your most memorable performance and where?
So undoubtedly, if I have to answer this, I mean, undoubtedly, I'll answer it. Yeah,
Yes,
Virat,
yes.
are you there?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, MKOP and Dublin were the two. Dublin was still a bar; it was an Irish bar, but MKOP
Right,
was
right,
the club, the only club I must say that I have performed. There's a lot of difference between a disco, a nightclub, and disco and a nightclub.
right,
A lot of, I
right,
mean, because there are very few handful of people except for the hotel industry. Like I'm sure you are from one of it. Like, but I'm talking about DJs in particular who know the difference that what is the difference between a disco and what is the difference between a nightclub. So I'll say that
right,
MKOP was my golden thing, and Dublin certainly was. And I have done some real memorable nights in Dublin. I used to
right,
work with Sunny Sir there. Sunny Sare, he's my mentor, and
right,
I mean, with his presence and without his presence also, we have rocked the scene over there.
right,
He is and he was one of the finest India can ever have.
right,
I mean, like I'm sure I would like to tell that he is the first guy ever in India who started playing Bollywood in a club. And Jahan
right,
Teri Ye Nazar Hai was the first track ever which was being played in a club, and that was being done by him. So working with him at a legendary place which was Ghungru, which has been like has his own legacy, was a wonderful experience.
right,
And kind of clientele.
right. So, and what has been your most unforgettable, like the performance that you want to forget? Like एक ऐसी कोई जगह होगी, क्लब होगा या उसके जो गेस्ट होंगे वो इतने इरिटेट कर दिया होगा आपको कि आपने बोला कि यार मैं अपना बस सेट खत्म करूं और मैं निकलूं यहाँ से. तो what has been that one performance and where is it good?
There have been a lot of incidences, but like one I remember was in a club. Certainly, my colleague was on a leave, and I am certainly not a very happy-go-lucky guy in terms of doing club and doing Bollywood and Punjabi in a club. And
Right,
so we had a kind of a new GM and a manager, and he has his own set of crowd coming in, and they wanted Punjabi numbers back to back. So that was a difficult night in one of my residencies, which I had. And then in a private party, I was struck in a crowd where with the crowd was actually all men, and it
oh,
was some happen. It was happening somewhere in. I mean, private parties have been a lot of incidences. So like I was struck in Faridabad. I was told that it's some institute's party, and when I ended up there, it's some financier throwing party for his staff and staff were all like all men kind of thing. And you can imagine Faridabad, Haryana, and that time I remember Jhalak Dikhlaja was a track. Himesh Reshammia's new track was Jhalak Dikhlaja, and they wanted that track. And the one most memorable event which I remember was I have a very dear friend of mine called Mr. Amjad Habib. He is the famous hairstylist. So he once told me, I'm talking about year 2003. So it's a long
right,
story, and he told me that okay, he has some friend doing some kind of a rain dance on in somewhere in Gurgaon. So he took me
right,
there, and he said that you have to be there as a celebrity DJ and perform. I said I don't even know, because that time I was like very initial of my DJing age, and I was never done that celebrity thing in my life, and like kind of a main stage act, what we call it now, or point like. So they said no, you have to go and you have to do. Okay, I said okay, you will accompany me. He said yeah. That time we used to have those CD players. Denon 2500 was one player which had this problem of skipping. Like if the player is not perfect, it will make your life hell performing. Yeah, and the sound guy over there, the technical team was so smart that what they did, they set up the bass bins, entire bass bin, and they gave me the console without any table on that bass bin.
Oh God!
So every time I was playing a track, it was skipping. Like suppose if I'm playing Jahan Teri Ye Nazar Hai, so I could only listen Jahan Teri Nazar was skipping in Hai, Jahan Teri Hai. So then that was the kind of skipping happening, and there was some kind of an unwanted fight that happened, bottles being exchanged and all. So my friend, and that time I was freshly out of my MQOP residency. So there my senior taught me, like, whenever there's a fight happening, you politely call the security over the mic. You should not stop the music. At least let the other people not get engaged into the fight. So, and imagine it's a private party on a farmhouse, and I'm trying to keep the same thing intact. I'm like trying to play music and not concentrate over there. And Mr. Habib was standing like right at my back. I remember, easily remember, like taking me from my shoulder and like just jerking me off and said, "Bro, we need to leave now." And I couldn't imagine. I said, like, just pack up. कहते अगर CD उसमें लगी रहेगी, छोड़ दे, we'll burn a new CD, but you have to leave. You need to leave. I said, but yeah, okay, चलो. मुझे लगा हो गया. बाद में जब हम गाड़ी में बैठे, उन्होंने बताया कि bro, I told you to play. I mean, not to play 10 minutes also, but like you never wanted. You know, once you were playing, the bottle crossed exactly from here. So you were actually like kind of just a hand away from, like, if you could have just been moving your head, you could have been hit by the bottle. So he said that that's the reason I told you to leave, because you know अभी तो bottle चल रही है, आगे क्या चलेगा वो आपको पता भी नहीं है. So I said yeah, okay, thanks for saving my life.
But ऐसा,
so that's one funny incident with.
But Manish, ऐसा कभी हुआ आपके साथ? Because obviously you know DJs की female fan following बहुत ज़्यादा होती है.
Yeah.
तो कभी ऐसा हुआ है that someone of the opposite sex has come up and kind of, you know, just flirted around with you, और मतलब काफी ऐसे incidences हुए हैं आपके साथ कभी?
Yeah, a lot of times.
अच्छा, तो मतलब कुछ बताओ यार, मतलब why do you want to keep it like a secret? Like, I know you're married and probably your wife is watching this online or whatever, but वो झाड़ू लेके मारने नहीं वाली है रात को. But
नहीं, वो बिल्कुल भी मारने नहीं वाली है, क्योंकि ये वाला इंसिडेंस बिल्कुल उनके सामने हुआ था. So she was sitting in console with me. I was playing music, and then suddenly a girl comes and she gives me flying kisses.
Oh my God!
And I was like, it took me couple of minutes to realize that who exactly she was. And then I realized that she was there last month also, and like I kind of interacted. I just like looked at her and then looked at my wife, and my wife was giggling, and she was, you know, that way she's very supportive. She has always kind of, believed for the fact that, like, if a man and a DJ will not be having a female fan following, then he is not a great DJ at all. So, you know, that's one thing which has really kind of gives me a lot of liberty to go out and express myself in terms of music, even with a female fan following and female crowd.
Right.
And you know, there was like kind of this funny examples. I was playing in Dublin on one night. And Dublin, we had a glass console. Like our console was being covered by wooden glass. So we had tables at the back of the console.
Right.
And so one table was exactly onto the right side of mine. So I see that, you know, there is a group of couple of expats, and there was one Indian girl who was sitting there, and they were chit-chatting. And all of a sudden I see that one expat girl, she lifted off her shirt.
Oh,
and by the time I realized, probably they were laughing, they were giggling, and they realized that I have seen that. So she saw me seeing her, and then she turns herself to me, and then she lifts it again. and said she was loud enough that I could even hear her in that noise also. She said, "What is there that you haven't seen before?" And I just had and I just had a smile on my face and said, "I said, great. I mean, you look great."
Right.
So yeah, there have been a lot of incidences like that. No, I'll not say a lot, but yeah, I mean like few are really memorable like these two, and then the rest तो चलता रहता है. Facebook, Insta पे stalking here, there. Either they stalk or I stalk.
Right, right. So now, tell me something now. Obviously, because you've been now DJing for such a long time, इतने साल से आप DJing कर रहे हो. आपके हिसाब से अगर लेट्स से दिल्ली में सिर्फ particularly दिल्ली अगर टॉप 5 डीजेस का नाम लेना हो, टॉप 5 डीजेस, तो वो टॉप 5 डीजेस कौन कौन होंगे?
Virat, don't put me in that spot.
I have to. I want to.
No,
So now
no.
there you go.
You know, I'll not say. I mean, everybody who's performing in the clubs right now. I'll talk about clubs as in like whatever 5, 6 clubs we have right now.
Right.
Everybody's a good DJ. See, but if I have to answer this, I'll answer it then like my personal choice of music has always been house music. Anything which has got a 4x4 beat, house music, house vibe, and somebody who plays it in a kind of a flawless way, he's like my favorite DJ. So
Right.
I'll not rank them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I certainly praise Mash and Ashim for that because they have been doing this ever since F Bar 2010 or maybe शायद उससे भी पहले, but like I got introduced to them in 2010. Mash's music, Ashim's music is flawless. Tarun that way has picked up big time as in say because Tarun came from a background where he was playing a lot of I'll say only Bollywood music in a club in Noida, and then coming out and taking as a residency of one of the premier nightclubs of Delhi is something which is like a big feat, and his music has become really energetic, and I enjoy seeing him playing. Mix them. I have mixed them on vinyl. I've mixed them on CDs, and that's how I learned DJing. Horny and all that kind of Return of the Mac, Fast Car. This is the music I have grown as a DJ on. But somewhere down the line, I always had a notion of playing music. I used to say to myself that यार मुझे वो चीज समझ में नहीं आती. Like I cannot, like a rap is happening, like Drake is rapping something or Drake is saying something. If I have to Google it and see that what exactly he's saying and doing, I mean, I am not connected to him.
Right.
A house music certainly is like my vibe, even like if they are doing now. A point is that I always like commercial clubhouse music. Like suppose if you do a kind of a Drake remix in a house format, I would love to play that.
Right.
Or a Madonna track, or probably like White Horse or anything retro, which is like coming up on a new disco in a house track. That has been my forte. I see that like 3 I've already mentioned. Off late in this lockdown, I realized KJ Kavinder has done some really good job with his entire set flow. Like whatever he's doing right now as a store forward thing is fabulous. Even if he's doing kind of snippets from Bollywood music and then turning on to back to the tech house vibe, this is something again which this industry wanted from a long time. Some kind of that experiment, but nobody was able to. In fact, Gaurav was doing it long time back, giving those snippets of Bollywood music and then turning on to his own thing. But constantly doing a set of about 1.5, 2 hours of house music, tech house, and creating a vibe, creating those commercial remixes like South American or the teenage crime, and then mixing it up with some kind of a Bollywood either visuals or track. KJ has done so. Yeah, I mean he's doing a fantastic job. So I guess I've already named 4 or 5 of them.
So,
If I'm missing on to something, then
So my last couple of questions to you would be that would you do you ever think of actually going international and playing at a couple of the international festivals?
festivals, no. I'll tell you what, because I love playing a lot of EDM music when I was with BW. So, but that time I wanted to go that way and create that name and vibe. But then later on, I realized that market for EDM international music is something very different and very difficult. Difficult
Right.
as in terms of you need to be very constant in that affair, and in terms of producing music, and in terms of kind of throwing money to get into that kind of a thing. Like for example, like if you have done a track, then you need to do a video for it, and then you need to release it on a label, or you need to send it to somebody who can start turning out your tune and then making it big.
Right.
So that way it required a lot of things. But yeah, now with whatever I am doing, like even if I'm doing a bit of hip hop, bit of house, and bit of Bollywood, and I'm going international and doing gigs and playing at the same venues, so I guess I'm more or less it. I mean, the journey is same for me, just that like I might be missing that club, that sorry, festival kind of a feel, but nevertheless, till the time you're traveling and you're making money, I'm pretty much okay with that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now,
Moreover,
just
I've also realized that at this age, if I try to change my genre, like 20 years down the line, if I try to all of a sudden create a brand, I have already created a niche for myself for doing retro and for doing Bollywood music. Now, if I try something very different, then again my struggle will start from the same point, that I have to go everywhere and tell, okay, I play EDM music, and then I want
right,
to go into the clubs, I want to
right,
get
right,
into that.
right.
So this is how it is.
So now, I mean, now just one last question. What is that one genre that you think is going to be here to stay for a very long time? As far as, let's say the clubbing vibe is concerned, and also let's say your private events are concerned, कि एक वो genre तो होगा ही होगा जो मतलब जो सबको ही पसंद आएगा. So what's that one genre according to
Bollywood,
you? Bollywood.
Bollywood.
मैं ऑनेस्टली मैं एक चीज आपके साथ मैं शेयर करूं. मैं although yes I'm an Indian at heart, but the fact of the matter is जैसे ही क्लब में बॉलीवुड बजता है, मनीष, I just get out of that club. I even जब BW में कभी कभार once or twice कोई गलती से भी अगर कोई बॉलीवुड नंबर बज जाए, I immediately just get out of the club and I go out and I just stand outside. I cannot stand Bollywood. But ये क्यों है ऐसा? मतलब why is Bollywood so important to people?
Okay, first I would like to clarify myself, Virat, that I myself have never been a big Bollywood fan ever. When I was working in the club, I mentioned that. And
Right,
like, I don't know whether if we have time or not, I would just wanted to specify that, I was talking about my Dubai residency. So Dubai, I was at this place called Kiva Lounge. And
right,
once I joined in, they started Ethnica nights. I'm
अच्छा,
talking about 2008. They started Ethnica night, and
okay,
I landed there on a Tuesday night. I still remember my first day was supposed to be starting from Tuesday, but it didn't happen. So Tuesday went off little dud because my flight got late, and by the time I realized the club was all half empty. So the management also said there's no point you starting in the middle of the night because even you must be tired. So you go relax and you start from tomorrow. Next day
right,
happens to be a Wednesday, and Wednesdays they were doing retro nights. So club was all again not very crowded. I started playing retro. I was playing Maxi Priest Close to You, and all of a sudden I see Vivek Oberoi walking in. So he says, "Bro, that's my favorite tune. Can you burn a CD for me?" I was very delighted. Like I mean, like I'm meeting some kind of a celebrity, not for the first time, but yes, somebody coming and himself interacting with me. So I did that. And then
right,
Friday we started with Ethnica night. That was like the kind of a
right,
second Ethnica night they were doing. First was the with the other DJ who left for India, and then I joined in. So, and I was pretty scared because, lounge having a kind of their own experience. I said, like, what will I do? Because Bollywood might be suitable for that vibe or no, I'm not sure. But trust me, Virat, when like I ended the night, that night we even had a private party for about 100, people. So once the night ended, I had my GM and I had my manager standing on my console, and we had an open console that time. So they were just standing like this, and they just looked at me for a few seconds, and I was like very scared. I said like I'll be getting kicked, and I have to pack my bags and leave for India immediately. And the first thing they said was like, "Bro, you killed it." And I was like, "Sir, thank you very much." And they said, "No, you seriously killed it. I mean, like the client from A to Z, everybody has gone back happy. We have done the highest sale till date in terms since the day we launched this place. So definitely this is one of the best nights, and we're gonna continue with Ethnica nights. So Ethnica nights in Dubai become so popular that I was being, there were DJs before me as well. I was the first DJ to play a Tamil song in Dubai, and that was
Oh,
Apadi
wonderful,
Pode.
wonderful,
That
wonderful.
was in 2000, and the moment I played that, the crowd went berserk. And then second stint at the same place was 2010 when I played Daddy Mummy. Daddy Mummy
Right,
initially was a Tamil song, and
right,
like I started playing, and we had a lot of Tamil and Telugu staff. They started helping me out. Okay, this is a good tune. You must play this. Urvashi was that time a big rager, and
right,
Mukabla was this. Kolavari came in late, yeah. So Kolavari was not there that time. So 2010, then biggest hit, and I used to
right,
feel the difference till the time I haven't played Daddy Mummy. The moment like I play Daddy Mummy, the crowd will start filtering out. I used to play the track somewhere between 1:30, and then
right,
crowd used to filter out. So one day I deliberately delayed playing that track till 2:30, and the crowd was there. So I realized that thing that okay, even if they're coming for that one track, but they could connect with that. This is one guy who's playing one Tamil track during the night, and Dubai, has a lot of Tamil and Telugu crowd, a lot of South Indian crowd basically. So that
right,
thing was like real positive for me. But I realized it very late that Bollywood has given me so much of recognition and fame, and I always kept running from it. Like because
right,
again, as I said, I was more interested in doing clubs. I was more interested in doing sounds which are like new and refreshing. See, private party,
right,
nobody cares like what if you're doing house or if you're doing hip hop. Hip hop, they might still listen to. If Virat, it's
true,
your wedding, like I mean, like if it will be somewhere or probably your family function, something like you like listening to a lot of hip hop, I know. So
right,
yeah, that kind of a thing will certainly help. But like nobody will like to listen to house or nobody would like to listen to techno. So, but Bollywood definitely. So
right,
club, you asked me this question that why is it so? Is it's so because the kind of people we are getting into our clubs right now. They are the people who are kind of see when once clubbing started in Delhi, only a handful of people had that privilege of going to clubbing because clubbing was expensive and clubbing
right,
was the thing for only who's who of Delhi. But now
right,
clubbing is for everyone. Students coming in from Dehradun, students coming from Punjab. They just want to collect. They gather money and like 2-3 thousand rupees, and they go. They want to hit out at the night. But point is, they are not graduated or they are not educated in terms of music. For that
right,
matter, I still remember like when I met my wife. She used to listen to some real hit Punjabi numbers, and then like once we
right,
started dating and like I was working with F team that day, F Grill I was working at, and we used to go to F bar a lot. And then she started listening to dance again and on the floor and all that. And like her music style changed. So her style changed because like obviously I was listening to that music 24/7. Okay, this is new, this is new, this is new. So same thing is not happening with everybody. Everybody is not kind of getting the new vibe, the new kind of underground scene or the techno scene or the crossover scene. So everybody is only listening to the things which are being either broadcasted on the radio or they see on the TV. They are very, I mean, even if you talk to Spotify for that matter, there are very
right,
handful of people who could have subscribed to them, only who knows what Spotify is at OKR, and they want to listen to something new and something different.
right,
So इट्स ऑल अबाउट दैट एजुकेशन विच थिंग मैटर. तो जब तक वो क्लब के अंदर वो थोड़ा जैसे आपने बोला कि वो फ्री वाले लोग या वो फोकट के जो लोग आते रहेंगे जिनको सिर्फ एक बियर पी के नाचना है, तो उनका पर्सपेक्टिव है कि उनको म्यूजिक नहीं सुनना, उनको सिर्फ नाचना है क्लब में.
right,
और वो तभी
right,
नाच सकते हैं जब वो they listen to that song which they can relate to probably any Punjabi or any Bollywood or anything. तब उनके सामने आप चाहे कोई लाइक आप वर्ल्ड का लाइक आई गेस चीप थ्रिल्स और प्रॉब्ली एड शीरन शेप ऑफ यू वर लाइक द बिगेस्ट हिट. तो आप अगर शेप ऑफ यू भी आपने बजा तो कहेंगे यार हाँ ठीक है ओके, आई नो दिस ट्रैक बट इट्स ओके. So they will never
wonderful,
appreciate that thing that you are trying to do something of that league and something of that sort where you are kind of catering to it. So what my answer to this is, it's very important to create a club not on terms of people's request but on in terms of music, because if you have a style of music happening, the same kind of a vibe, the same kind of people will automatically come and connect to you. And then it will be a
correct,
great time for you. Then you can actually filter out, यार this is not my profile. वो लोग आपको मतलब फिल्टर करने
right,
की जरूरत नहीं, वो नहीं आएंगे यार. यार उस क्लब में तो साले वो सुनते भी नहीं यार, पता नहीं क्या बजाते रहते, हमारे समझ
right,
में नहीं आता, चल यार कहीं और चलते हैं. So
right,
your
right,
job is half done once you are sticking to the music policy.
Right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Manish, unfortunately, I'm running out of time because Instagram does not permit us to kind of, go beyond 1 hour. Otherwise, I would have loved to continue this conversation. I mean, it is so educational, and especially for a guy like me and a lot of our viewers also, who are wanting to kind of, get to know more about the music industry and more about the life of a DJ. So I would just like to thank you for coming onto the show, and it was a pleasure in having you and interacting with you.
Thank you, Virat.
And hopefully soon, very soon, fingers crossed, clubs खुलते हैं तो हम लोग दोबारा मिलेंगे. And both you and
Definitely.
I, we will definitely sit down once again and we'll have this conversation.
Thank you, Virat. Thank you so much. Thanks to the My Music Media team.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show, Manish.
Cheers.
It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Thank
Ho-
you.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. So, guys, there, the man himself, DJ Manish, he was just kind of, telling us the nuances, his entire life journey, what has changed in the clubbing culture, and what kind of genres are being played now. I hope this was a very interactive live session for you. I really wanted to do this live session because he is one gentleman who you get to learn a lot from. DJ Manish has been in the industry for good to almost two decades now, and he's obviously kind of experienced a lot. So I would like to thank him once again, and I would like to thank the entire team of My Musicpedia once again for making this possible for me to come on live. And I would just like to say, stay safe, stay beautiful, guys, and all the very best. Hope we meet in person very, very soon. And I just hope that there is no bad news that is there in this coming week. So, with that said and done, शबक है आपका. मैं ये होस्ट एंड दोस्त विराट छाबड़ा आपसे इजाजत ले रहा है. सिर्फ एक हफ्ते के लिए. मैं अगले हफ्ते फिर हाजिर होऊंगा, फिर आपके सामने होऊंगा, फिर थोड़ी सी वार्तालाप करूंगा और फिर आपके फेवरेट आर्टिस्ट को आपके घरों के अंदर मैं लेके आऊंगा. So with that said and done, hasta la vista, Auf Wiedersehen, and I will see you next week. Stay safe, stay beautiful, guys. See you. Sayonara.